More white birch? Yes, please. Welcome back to the channel for Right Time Watches here in Denver, Colorado. I am thrilled that we finally got our hands on with this brand new white birch with a spring drive movement inside. This watch is gorgeous, and I think it's worth all the hype that it's received. But before we dig into all of that, we'll invite you to subscribe to the channel so you catch all of our upcoming videos. I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised to hear that Grand Seiko was bringing out another white birch so quickly. But on the heels of the Lake Suwa release, adding this beautiful spring drive 9RA2 movement to this fantastic white birch watch was such an incredible move, and I'm thrilled to see it. This watch has the Evolution 9 style to it, giving it a 40mm diameter, a 47.6mm lug to lug, 11.8mm of thickness, and of course, as I said, the 9RA2 spring drive movement inside. I'm a huge fan of this case design, and I love that broader between the lugs distance. I think it gives the overall look a very balanced aesthetic. This one, of course, has the gorgeous white birch dial, and this one looks a little bit different from the first white birch we got in. A little bit less of the silver flecks on this one, but the texturing is just as intriguing and beautiful. Grand Seiko's nature inspiration is evident here again, as the white birch design on this dial is inspired by the Shinshu forest near where they produce all of their spring drive movements. I love that these aren't just texture for design's sake, but a meaningful inspiration tied to the heritage and watchmaking surrounding Grand Seiko. Obviously, with this watch, we still have some of the amazing calling cards from Grand Seiko, including their beautiful, polished design on the edges as well as the hands and indices. You can see in this close-up shot that everything is finished to near perfection and looks incredible. I think the blue seconds hand looks beautiful in contrast with this whitish, silverish dial. There's a lot of beautiful visual detail in the angling on the case itself as well as the bezel. You can see there's a little bit of a step down on that bezel, and the lugs themselves have many angled surfaces, giving a really deep and intense look. For being a watch that conceivably could fly under the radar, when you get this under different lighting, you get some incredible reflections, and it makes it look so luxurious. Every surface is intentionally finished one way or the other, between brushed and polished, giving an incredible combination all around. The detailing and beauty is perfect, but they also put a lot of thought into the functionality here. You can see that we've got drilled lugs here on the side of the case, making strap changes even easier than they normally would be. We also have 100 meters of water resistance and a screw-down Grand Seiko signed crown here on the right. This truly is a marvelous execution and just kind of makes me feel something, which is really a fun part of this hobby when a watch really reaches out and grabs your attention. The bracelet on this watch is another high point for me, as we've got this fully satin finish from the top view. I like the 3-link design, and I like that there's just a little bit of texture on either side of those center links. The Grand Seiko buckle here on the underside is signed and beautifully executed and highly functional. I previously mentioned that broader lug width. I love the balance that gives to the case, but you can also see that the tolerances here are absolutely perfect. It almost looks seamless between the bracelet and the case. Now on to this fantastic 9RA2 spring drive movement. You all already know that I'm a huge fan of the spring drive technology and the mesmerizingly smooth sweep that it gives that seconds hand, as you can see here. This particular movement is very impressive with 120-hour or 5-day power reserve, as well as incredible accuracy down to 10 seconds per month. This movement has a magic lever escapement, which helps it be thinner, creating an overall thinner watch, this one being under 12 millimeters thick. We also have a wonderful spring drive power reserve indicator on the back of the watch instead of on the dial, which I know can be a bit controversial. This watch, along with the others from the Evolution 9 style, fit the wrist perfectly. They've got an incredible design, and even at a 40 millimeters, it looks right at home and feels great on my 8-inch wrist. I know this word gets tossed around quite a bit, but I truly think this design and size might be universal. I think almost anybody could wear this watch and feel comfortable with it on their wrist. There are no sharp edges, the watch feels right at home and conforms to the shape of my wrist so perfectly. This is such a hit from Grand Seiko. It's easy to see that a ton of well-placed time and attention has gone into the development of this wristwatch and the others like it. This is truly an impressive and luxurious wristwatch, and I think anyone who adds this to their collection is taking home a real winner and will be pleased with this watch for many years to come. What a year it's been for Grand Seiko. So many beautiful watches, some of them going to be very iconic in the near future, if not already, and this one I think falls right in line. If you'd like to purchase this watch or any of our others, please visit us online at righttime.com or give us a call. We're always happy to help. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time at Right Time.